My name is Imran Sumra. I'm the CEO and co-founder of FinSense Africa. I was having interesting conversation at lunchtime with Ben, and I also told Ben, my name is Imran Omondi. So he said, kumbe wewe pia ni mwenyeji? I said, ndio. Okay, so interesting conversation. I'm here to talk about a future with APIs and embedded banking. A very relevant topic today. Many organizations are adopting this, and I will try and take you through the journey from what I have seen in my almost 15 plus years in banking. Okay. If this is what you would want to hear in a conversation with a bank, okay, I mean, just smile. Because in today's world, banks, primarily we're talking about banks because that's the discussion, they would come and tell you, this is our process, so please adapt to our process. But I, as the customer, I'm telling you, do not make your process my problem. Solve for my success and not your process. Okay? If this word you take on to your institutions, things are going to change in terms of how you address your customers going forward. Okay? Now, many organizations today are struggling. Okay? We've been working with a few, especially in the banking sector, because banking is trying to play catch up with technology. And as you can read it, the factors limiting your growth today is inflexible and outdated technology stack. Okay? Many of the institutions here would agree with us, okay, would agree with me, or would agree internally to say that the challenges you are facing today is primarily taking legacy for years and years and years. Okay? Your system is not nimble, is not able to transform into the way the customer is needing today. Customer wants everything now, here, and at his convenience. Yet you have a whole bunch of legacy systems, which is so difficult to manipulate, maneuver, and then you start having challenges of saying that, I'm not able to be digitally transformed because of your challenges on your tech stack, okay? So when you have challenges in your technology, what happens is your productivity reduces, okay, and your costs increase. Because to maintain a legacy, you have challenges with skill sets, recent technology skill sets, you have a huge backlog of innovation requests which you cannot meet, and this over time makes you irrelevant. Okay? And you start having challenges with fintechs coming in, providing basic services which you're not able to match just because of your technology stack, which is very robust and is not able to be nimble. Okay? Now, we touched this. Digital disruptors, okay? We know, and there are many sitting here with us today and outside, that they are attacking your payments systems, okay? Because you're not able to make payments easily, at a click of a button or a few clicks, you have to fill in a lot of forms. Yeah? They are taking advantage of that and making everything so available on the phone, okay? Today, many organizations are struggling with high fees, okay? Why high fees? Because you're not able to make payments processes in a very streamlined, seamless manner. You have a lot of checks and balances, which employs people, has houses, and all these things equate to high costs of transactions, okay? Post declines because of your infrastructure, which is not very robust, okay? Yet the other companies adopt, a very modern technology, which is able to be fault tolerant and make sure that the uptime is, almost 100%, if not 99.999, okay? Charge disputes, unmet customer needs, or new ways to deliver simpler, cheaper, and better services, okay? This is being done by fintechs very, very easily. And why? Because of your technology stack. Fine, I'll go into definitions now. We are talking about APIs and embedded banking. So what is an API, okay? An API, this is from WikiLeaks, but in simple, it is a way of communication where two systems are able to communicate on a specific protocol, okay? Why is this so important? Okay. This is how a transaction of an API flows, okay? So if you look at it on the far right-hand side, there are users there, okay? So you have an end user, either through a mobile, a web, okay, or a person through on his computer. He wants to request to log into Facebook, for example. It's his first time logging in into Facebook, okay? A request will be sent, okay, through an API to Facebook, okay? Facebook will come and say, you're not registered, do you want to register? An intelligent API will come up on the Facebook page and tell you that you could log in with your Google account, okay? And this is where APIs are now starting to come in and play a differential role, okay? Imagine if you had so many applications and each application you had to log in specifically, how many passwords did you have to manage? But here, API facilitated by Google, for example, which is an authentication API, which is used by Facebook, allows you to try and log in seamlessly with just a few clicks, okay? This is an example of how an API facilitates or makes life a lot more easier. Fine. Why is there so much focus around APIs today, okay? Everyone has talked here about AI, about data, about machine learning and everything. The foundation of all these systems happens through APIs. So when you have built your APIs probably in a better technology stack and then you expose them, you will be able to now see the value of pushing that data, which is clean, efficient, into systems of record where they will start going through the machine learning and AI and give you the results which are probably very accurate compared to your other means if you're using any other legacy kind of system, okay? So in essence, APIs are the oil pumps of the 21st century, okay? We know oil is the black gold, but today, the person who is holding your data, okay? The person who is holding your data is king, okay? And that is why many, many organizations are now looking more seriously at the data, what you produce, because they'll be able to make a lot of information about it, and they're going to convert it and make use in terms of making more financial sense, okay? So in essence, the APIs are used to extract data between two systems communicating, okay? The primary reason why organizations want to use APIs or move to APIs is efficiency. In banking today, we are struggling with efficiency, okay? You want to open an account, you have done that probably 2 weeks ago. The time you go back again, you're given a whole list of forms to fill again, and you tell them, but I just filled, you have all the information which I gave you. Said, no, but this is our process, okay? So making your process again, not adapt to the customer. So when you have a well-implemented API ecosystem, you create efficiency. Okay? You create efficiency across the organization. You create efficiency on your processes. Okay? You create efficiency in your data. You create efficiency on your security. Okay? Now that everything is passing through the APIs, you are able to keenly monitor what data is going out of my organization, what data is being retained. What can I monetize? What can I be able to expose to some third party to be able to make more sense, either within the department or externally? Okay? So today, banks are struggling with efficiency. Any of their processes either taking time, not reliable, okay, fail somewhere midway through the journey. Okay? So banks are struggling with efficiency, and the silver, the silver bullet or the red pill or the blue pill, what you need to take is how to get your API strategy correct. Just to give you some motivation, that this is the API Billionaires Club, okay? If you try and get your APIs correct, you would get to that place pretty soon. Okay? Just a big read through here. This is an extract from API Days. API Days is a conference of APIs happening globally, okay? And what they said, this was before COVID hit, in 2020 and beyond, it is expected that you need APIs to do business, okay? Not only have APIs become a necessity for application customers to streamline operations across their business and product suite, but they have also become an integral part of product development, business strategy, and scalability. I think you would agree with me that today, the companies who have embraced APIs are able to be more agile, more nimble, and they're able to change to their customer needs pretty fast than those who do not have APIs. Okay, I give you a quick example of some of those API billionaires. This is Netflix. Okay, Netflix. This was in 2012. Okay, when the number of API calls was about 1.4 billion. Okay, the moment they increased it 3 times, their revenue doubled 5 times. Okay, this only shows that when you focus on your API journey and put enough, technology awareness and making sure that it runs as a business, there is a huge potential to try and get to the levels of where the API billionaires are. Now, the biggest problem today's banks have, okay, and this is one slide which you should all take back home. Okay, API maturity. So I want to first bring to your attention that many organizations here are still using SOA or ESB in one way or the other. Now, guys, that technology is dead. That technology is a 20-year-old outdated technology. It does not mean that it does not work. It works. It will take you to the place you want to go. But for you to be able to be a digital leader, okay, this kind of technology stack will hold you back. Okay? Now, if I look at it, highlighted on point 4, this is where many organizations are today, and that's where our thinking is, unfortunately, and many organizations. Okay? There's a lot of reason about it. Not many people are aware. Everyone thinks innovation, and they jump on the first thing, which is making a lot of noise. And apparently, the ESB providers are making a lot of noise. So that's where you jump, and you realize a few months are all okay, but now when you start to make improvements and enhancements, you get worried because ESBs are still monolithic in nature. Okay? What do I mean monolithic? They're a big building. So you want to change your window, you want to change your door, you will have to kind of upgrade your entire house. Okay? Why should you do that in today's world? Very expensive. You're not able to try and meet up with the changing customer needs. The customer will say, I just want a door with an alarm. And you say, no, I need to upgrade your whole house. Okay? So that's the reason why many organizations are struggling with innovation. Okay? So where do people head to? I think we need to head to number 7, but it's a journey, obviously, and we are going to talk about this journey in the panel discussions, which we'll have next, on how to get there. There was a recent poll done online, okay? And people were asked, if you are to give your money to your bank, which you bank for all these years, and to Amazon, who would you give your money to? Surprisingly, the answer was that many people would still prefer giving money on Amazon and not their bank, which they've been banking for years. This is a sad state. And the reason for that is, okay, trust in banks and government is reducing day by day because of the technology, okay? Today, our customers need speed, okay? Security, availability, and performance, okay? So if you just check security, availability, and performance on your banking applications, you don't need to ask anybody. You either have delays on your security, on your availability of your app. It's not down from Friday evening till Monday morning. Somebody's transaction is lost, okay? Or you have performance challenges. A transaction done in the morning reflects to the account in the afternoon, okay? Or you have security challenges, and everything is all in the internet very soon when you are not able to meet the customer demands. So the trust in these organizations is dropping faster, yet the trust in the tech companies is increasing day by day. Why? Because of some of those points which we discussed: security, availability, and performance. Okay? API-driven internet companies have outperformed banks. We've just discussed, for example, the likes of Amazon. But look at these statistics. The blue ocean and the red oceans. Red oceans are the old guys, okay, who compete with each other on pricing. They have the same product. When you look at the blue ocean, these are innovators. These are guys who bring in new technology, who use technology to try and bring in products to the customers. And just look at the market share, what they have. And these are companies probably built while, in the last less than 20 years probably, okay? And they've overtaken these companies which have been legacies, okay? How? By having very, modernized technology stacks. Now, API journey was at a dead till about 2017. After 2017, 2018, it took off. And by then, there were around more than 20,000 APIs in the market, on the internet, for the companies who have already exposed. But now, this was 5 years ago, API is the thing, and you will have more and more customers or more and more organizations pushing that APIs outside. Okay. That was about APIs. I now diverge to embedded banking. This is a new word on technology, but I want to simplify it for you very easily, okay? So in future, paying will no longer be something we do. Paying will happen in the background, simply invisible. Many people don't agree with this, but let me show you an example. Okay? So this, put simply, this is called embedded finance, okay? Where is the integration of financial services or tools traditionally obtained via a bank. Catch that word properly, traditionally obtained via a bank within the products or services of a non-financial organization. So here is a non-financial organization wanting to do a transaction financially. It then uses the bank to try and perform that transaction. But here, when it says traditionally obtained via a bank, because of banks' legacy systems, other providers have taken over. And for example, today, if you would want to integrate to any financial provider, the first person who you're going to look at would be a mobile network provider, okay, an MNO, who will provide you with, their M-Pesa system to be able to facilitate this transaction. So what this means is an example like this. So I have parked my Tesla, okay, it's getting charged, and immediately after it gets charged, it goes and debits my account, okay, and I can disconnect and go. I did not do any transaction there, and it took that instructions which I had probably fed in earlier and went ahead, either debited my M-Pesa, who had already shared the APIs, or any other banking provider who would share their APIs and be able to be integrated to such kind of technology. And this is what embedded banking is. And guys, this is happening already today. This technology is what we're speaking to is happening today, and it's happening in Kenya. I give you an example. One of the FMCG companies, okay, called Dukari, most of you might be familiar, has partnered with a company called Hull Capital, okay, another company which is here. And what it does is when the kiosk guy or the Duka guy wants some float, okay, it goes and says, I want X amount of float. It internally calls Hull Capital, who is going to finance that kiosk guy, okay? So here is an app which is of totally different entity. The customer of that app needs financing, and that app facilitates the finance through a third party who's providing. And this is something what we call embedded finance. Okay? Benefits, quickly touch over. Future-proof your business, leverage platform strategy, extend into untapped markets, achieve operational scale, and onboard partners quickly. All these benefits are things which banks of today need, and need so desperately. Okay? Now, this is a litmus test, and I want you guys to be very open with me, okay? So firstly, let me refer to you as, hey, ex-bankers, how long would it take your organization to change just one line of code? Anyone wants to give a try? I know the answers. I have dealt and worked with quite a few. Thank you for letting me. Yes, that's where we would want to get to less than an hour. But having spoken to various banks in this region, it ranges from 4 weeks, okay, to 3 months and beyond. This is being very optimistic, okay? So this is a litmus test. So all those banks who today prophesize that we are a digital bank, please answer this question. If it is not less than 2 weeks or down to 1 hour, then you are not digital. Okay, stop giving these false, things to people that we are a digital bank. Just to let you know, Monzo, this is an app screenshot, okay? Monzo, a digital bank. Now let me give you an insight. Monzo, a digital-only bank, deployed 39 changes to production in 1 day. Who has done these kind of changes in 1 day to their production systems in the bank? And we are asking ourselves that we want to compete with banks like Monzo and all that. Would you be able to put 39 changes to production in 1 day? Unrealistic, right? So if we want to compete with them, we need to look at our technology stack and know how we'll be able to achieve the scale of what Monzo and other guys are doing. I want to leave you with this, okay? Most of the time, the correct answer is obvious, okay? We are just afraid to take the risk. Okay? We all know APIs are there. APIs were there for the last 5 years from Daraja, Safaricom, and all that, and we still take it very lightly. No, they'll come to us, they'll come to us. And yet you're seeing transactions are all over being taken out one after the other. I would like to leave you with this. Rest in peace, guys, for banking and banking IT as we know, because the time is almost over. By 2030, things will be totally different. So if you do not adapt, you'll be left behind. Thank you very much. Asante sana.